All right, so we are back now checking out my new 992 Turbo S. Now, if you paid attention to the last couple of videos, we talked about this car arriving. I didn't really do a review because we had done previously the 992 Cabriolet. I will take it out for a spin on another video and we'll talk about how much better is the coupe versus the convertible, what makes more sense, etc. And we can go there. But one thing I think is clear, that was just super clear then and is clear now. Every time I introduce a new car, because thankfully, thanks to Exotic Car Hacks, I can get in and out of all these cars, drive them, enjoy them, buy them, sell them, not flip them, buy them for like 12 months, enjoy them, sell them when I'm done and I'm bored of them, and still make money, which is fantastic and gives me the opportunity to not only enjoy all the greatest cars in the world, including some really sick upcoming cars that you're gonna get really excited about, especially because our latest one just landed. So it's gonna be really cool to see it here and introduce it to the channel. But for now, we're looking at this 992 Turbo S, and spec matters. If you heard me talk about this in the last video, the first Turbo S wasn't that exciting. It was slate gray. It had very little options. Here's the complete contrast. 40,000 more in options, including a $20,000 black painted aero kit from the factory, lightweight package including the carbon roof, carbon mirrors, chalk paint, LED matrix tail headlights, and you have the whole leather interior, carbon interior, and everything else you need. So this is a fantastic $265,000 spec. It is beautiful, and then yet I decided to tear it apart even more and do something pretty critical to it. You ready to see this? So let's start with the basic mods. I decided to do something that would retain the factory warranty on the car while giving it just a little bit of extra. I wanted to tune it, I wanted to put downpipes on it, but unfortunately, when you start getting into that, you start messing with warranty, and as this car was brand new, it didn't make sense for me to, especially if I was gonna daily drive it, put more miles on it, etc. It just didn't make sense. So we started with something very simple. We put some KW coilovers and got the height just right. Then we made sure that the wheels, and look at that fitment, absolutely stunning here. Stunning fitment from 1886 forged with their insane mesh design, 3-piece 2122 setup with polished lips and of course brushed silver centers. A fantastic color on chalk. It's just kind of a you can't go wrong color on chalk. And the contrast here, look at the perfect fitment. I mean, it couldn't be more flush than this on any basis. The car is not slammed. You can still clearly see that it's not tucked. It's just superb. Like, they've done a great job on the wheels. It took a good 3.5 weeks to get the fitment right, and yet it is as good as it gets on a 992 Turbo S. One of the best set of wheels I have yet done or seen on this particular car. As far as exhaust, we've went ahead and done an IPE exhaust, just a catback. We didn't replace cats, we didn't do a tune, just to give it just enough of a noise so that it sounds a little bit better at lower RPMs, but yet doesn't get crazy and doesn't destroy everything as you go. So overall, we took a perfect spec 992 Turbo S, we added some one-off touches, and here we are with now a flawless end product. I think it's one of the prettiest Porsches on the market currently. It's superb, and again, if you have the right options, you have the sport exhaust just to get this dual, like single tip on each side, looks way better than anything else. So let me go ahead now and turn it on so you can hear the difference between a beautiful, IP exhaust versus kind of a boring factory exhaust. I just want you to kind of see this and hear it. You can hear at startup, it's kind of comfortable, and then you put the exhaust on, you still get that valve excess, which is important. You hear the turbos more. You hear the car more, the turbos more, and it's just more exciting. And I think that's the key here. It's taking something very simple and making it just a little bit better because it was really good to begin with. You know, one thing I'll tell you, the cockpit and the cabin in the actual Turbo S coupe is so much better than the Cabriolet. Now, partially, I know it's the same thing, it doesn't change, it's the same cabin. But what I mean is the feeling of a coupe versus a cab when it comes to specifically the driving experience is so much better. Now, I will tell you that the cab is definitely a lot more fun, of course, with the top down, but design-wise, it's hard to beat a carbon roof and to beat this kind of perfect 911 design that's kind of led the pack for all that. So, hope you've enjoyed this 992 Turbo S. It is now done. Probably gonna drive it for the next couple of months while it's on sale and get rid of it, because this is not something that's gonna stay here long term. It's not special enough for that. But it's just, it just turns so spectacular, it's hard to let it go. But I think it just makes sense to, again, keep driving, keep moving, etc. I'm waiting for these things in clear, so that's gonna be the next step, to just getting the clear markers here so that it brings the look together and finalizes it. But other than that, the car is pretty much done. It's ready to go now. And so we'll enjoy it till its new owner comes by at some point. This isn't a car that'll stay in the long-term collection, but spectacular all around. If you wanna check it out for sale, hit up Exotics Hunter. It's listed on there for right under $300,000. And you know, someone else at some point will enjoy this, but for now, it's still mine. Click the link, learn how to get in and out of cars without losing money, and of course, join, subscribe, turn on notifications, do what you do. I'll catch you next time at Exotic Car Hacks. My name is Pejman Gadimi, and I teach people how to drive exotics for free. Let's look here at how this Huracan can cost as little as $300 a month.